The stars stretched endlessly, cold and indifferent, as the Earth Fleet's flagship glided through the dark void. Commander Alex Rourke stood on the bridge, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the distant blip that had sparked this entire mission. The distress signal had arrived 6 hours ago, urgent, precise, almost desperate. A call for help from a distant alien fleet, supposedly on the brink of destruction. Rourke was not a man who trusted signals blindly. Years of experience had taught him caution, yet the human instinct to help others burned stronger than fear. "We cannot ignore it," he told his crew, his voice calm but firm. "If this is a real emergency, lives are at stake. We go." The crew moved with practiced efficiency, preparing the fleet for the journey. Sensors hummed, engines thrummed, and holographic maps displayed the alien system in brilliant blue-green. Every detail of the supposed disaster had been transmitted with eerie perfection. Damage reports, ship schematics, even crew manifests had been included. It was almost too perfect. Lieutenant Mira Kessler, the ship's communications officer, frowned at her console. "Commander," she said, "I've checked their signals against known databases. Their ship signatures are consistent with a high-level alien military, but some of the patterns seem off." "It's like they're staged." Rourke nodded slowly. "Noted, keep monitoring. We'll approach carefully. I don't want any surprises." The journey through the empty stretches of space was quiet, almost meditative. The humans spoke in low voices about the oddities of the signal, about what kind of civilization would need help yet provide such detailed information. Some were uneasy. But Rourke's confidence was steady, and that steadiness carried the crew forward. As they neared the alien system, the first visuals came through. The fleet of alien ships floated among the stars, battered and crippled, or so it seemed. Hulls were scorched, weapons were silent, and energy fields flickered weakly. Alien crew members appeared on external cameras, panicked and pleading. The holographic images made it look like chaos had overtaken the fleet. Rourke studied the images carefully. There was fear, yes, but there was also something else. A pattern, a coordination, a choreography that made his instincts prick. "Prepare boarding teams," he said finally, his voice low but firm. "We are going in. Stay alert. Something about this doesn't feel right." The humans docked carefully with one of the alien ships. Airlock sealed, sensors scanned. The aliens inside were humanoid but clearly not human. They had long, slender limbs and skin that shimmered in shades of gray and silver. Their eyes were large, liquid pools of emotion, or at least they appeared that way. They were begging, pointing to damaged areas of the ship, imploring for help. Rourke entered the docking chamber first. His hand rested lightly on the pulse rifle at his side, though he had no intention of using it unless necessary. The aliens fell silent at his presence, eyes wide. They were skilled actors, clearly trained to create a convincing scene of desperation. "Commander Rourke," one of the aliens said in halting English, a voice trembling. "Please, help. Our ships. They will explode." Rourke's eyes scanned the room. Every hatch, every console, every crew member's movement was noted. There was no panic, only precision, as if every step was measured. He exchanged a glance with Lieutenant Kessler, who subtly raised an eyebrow. She had noticed the same thing. "Stay calm," Rourke whispered to his team. "Observe first. Help second." As the humans moved to inspect the ship, subtle warnings began to emerge. Consoles flickered at precise intervals. Power readings were too consistent to be accidental. The aliens guided them smoothly, almost too smoothly, from one area to another. It was a performance. Rourke's heart thumped, not with fear but with anticipation. Humans were not easily deceived, especially not when survival and cunning were involved. He signaled the fleet outside. "Hold position," he said. "Do not engage until I give the order." The boarding continued, tension rising with every step. Rourke walked among the alien crew, noting tiny inconsistencies. A hand that lingered too long on a console, an eye that flicked briefly to a hidden panel, a slight hesitation before a gesture. All small, but his instincts were sharp. Something was very wrong, then it happened. A low hum vibrated through the floor, almost imperceptible at first. Sensors outside the ship began to detect energy spikes. The aliens froze, their carefully maintained composure slipping for a fraction of a second. Rourke's pulse quickened. "Everyone, back to the boarding pods," he ordered calmly. "This is no longer a rescue. Prepare for evasive maneuvers." The humans moved quickly but methodically, returning to their pods. The alien crew, realizing their trap was unraveling, attempted to block the pods. But Rourke was faster. Using his training, he navigated the pod through the docking bay with precision. From the flagship, Rourke watched the alien fleet begin to activate hidden weapon systems. What had seemed like a helpless disaster was revealed to be a trap, a lure designed to draw the Earth fleet into a kill zone. Massive energy turrets emerged from concealed sections of the alien ships. The sky of space seemed to light with potential destruction. "Shields up," Rourke barked. "Evasive patterns Beta 3. Let's see how clever they really are." The humans' response was immediate. The fleet broke formation, scattering in coordinated patterns. The aliens fired, but their shots were met with precise maneuvers. The humans were not only avoiding destruction, they were buying time, observing weaknesses and calculating the best counterattack. Rourke's mind raced. He knew that brute force alone would not win this fight. These aliens were clever, their trap meticulously designed. But humans had something equally powerful: ingenuity, calm adaptive thinking, the ability to turn disadvantage into opportunity. "Lieutenant Kessler," Rourke said over the comms, "I need a full analysis of their weapons layout. Find the blind spots, the weak links." "Aye, Commander," she replied, fingers flying over her console. "I'm mapping it now. I see multiple blind zones near the engine arrays and auxiliary systems. If we can disrupt their power flow, we can neutralize the turrets." Rourke nodded. "Good, prepare the strike pods. We're going to hit them where it hurts." As the humans prepared, the alien fleet remained confident. They believed the trap would work, that the humans would be destroyed before any effective retaliation could occur. They had underestimated something fundamental: human adaptability and courage under pressure. The flagship's engines roared as it moved into position. Strike pods launched silently, moving like shadows toward the alien ships. Rourke stayed in the command chair, eyes scanning every screen, every indicator, every movement. He allowed himself a small smile. This was the moment humans were meant for, the moment where courage, intelligence, and unity met danger head-on. They had been lured into a trap, yes, but the trap would not hold them. Not while humans were watching, thinking, and acting together. Outside, the stars glimmered coldly, indifferent to the struggle below. Inside, humans were preparing to turn a deadly deception into an opportunity, a demonstration of why humanity was feared and respected in the galaxy. And the aliens, still believing themselves in control, had no idea what was coming. The hum of energy grew louder, and Rourke's voice cut through the bridge. "All crews prepare for the next phase. We are not just surviving, we are turning the game around. Remember, we adapt, we think, we act. Humanity does not fall into traps easily." The fleet braced, engines thrumming, shields glowing, pods moving toward targets. The first move had been made, but the real battle, the one that would show the galaxy why humans were different, was just beginning. Commander Alex Rourke looked out at the alien ships, eyes steady. The trap had been revealed. Now it was time for humanity to show its true strength. The stars around them were still and cold, but the battlefield of space came alive with flashes of light as the alien turrets fired. Commander Alex Rourke remained calm on the flagship bridge, his eyes sharp, reading the screens, watching the humans in pods move like shadows among the alien ships. This was not chaos. This was strategy. "Strike pods in position," Lieutenant Kessler reported. "I've identified the main energy conduits. If we hit them simultaneously, we can disable half their weapon systems before they even react." Rourke nodded. "Good, execute." Pods shot forward, sleek and silent, slipping through blind spots and targeting weak points with surgical precision. Explosions rippled along the alien fleet as their turrets went dark, one by one. The aliens' confidence faltered, replaced by confusion. How could humans, so outnumbered, strike so effectively? From the flagship, Rourke monitored the battle. The humans were not reckless, they were clever. Each pod moved independently, but all were part of a coordinated attack designed to neutralize the aliens' greatest advantage. "Commander," said Ensign Tell, the tactical officer, "they're trying to regroup, but their formation is breaking. Their command signals are jammed by our countermeasures." Rourke allowed himself a small smile. "That's what happens when you underestimate humans. We adapt, we observe, and we strike with precision. Keep pushing." Meanwhile, aboard one of the alien ships, Counselor Zierl slammed a clawed hand onto a console. His voice echoed with fury, though the humans could not hear it. Every attempt to bring the humans into a kill zone had failed. Every move the humans made was calculated, intelligent, and unpredictable. Rourke saw the next opportunity. He selected a team for a direct boarding strike, using stealth pods to enter the alien flagship. "I'll lead this personally," he said. "We take control of their command center. End the trap once and for all." The stealth pods glided silently, undetected by the alien fleet's sensors. Inside, Rourke's team moved like shadows, silent, swift, and precise. Every corridor, every hatch, every console was scanned and secured as they advanced. At the heart of the ship, they found the alien command room. Zirel and his officers were attempting to recalibrate their weapon systems, but the humans were faster. With minimal force, Rourke and his team disabled critical panels, rerouted power, and locked the aliens' communication channels. Zirel's expression shifted from fury to disbelief. "Impossible. How can these humans—" "Observation, strategy, teamwork," Rourke said calmly. "That's how." With the command center neutralized, the alien fleet began to falter. Ships drifted uncontrollably, some colliding with others. Their weapons remained locked, unable to fire. The trap had turned against its creators. Outside, the human fleet exploited the chaos. Ships moved with synchronized precision, disabling remaining alien turrets and engines without unnecessary destruction. Every move was measured. Every strike was calculated. Humans were proving that cleverness, not brute force alone, determined victory. Rourke sent a broadcast to the surviving aliens. His voice was firm, calm, and clear. "Aliens of this fleet, your trap has failed. Humanity does not fall easily into deception. We came to save lives, but we found your design and turned it into your undoing. You may leave this system. Remember, deceit will meet intelligence and courage. You are free to go, but do not underestimate humans again." The alien ships trembled, systems sparking, crews panicked. For the first time, they understood something they had not anticipated. Humans were unpredictable, courageous, and clever beyond measure. Their trap had been their funeral. Rourke's team returned to the flagship. He looked at the bridge crew, each one tired but resolute. They had faced danger, deception, and the possibility of death, and they had overcome it. "Good work," he said. "Remember this moment. The galaxy will always test humans, but it will never break us. Not when we act together, think clearly, and trust in each other." As the alien ships retreated, Rourke allowed a moment of reflection. The humans had not only survived, they had turned the enemy's plan against them. They had demonstrated ingenuity, courage, and unity, traits that defined humanity in a galaxy that often misunderstood them. Lieutenant Kessler leaned over, her face showing relief. "Commander, they really thought they could trap us, and they fell for every part of our counterplan." Rourke nodded. "Yes, they thought numbers and technology alone could outmatch us. They forgot one thing. Humans think differently. We observe, we adapt, and we never give up." The fleet continued through the system, ensuring no surviving alien ships could follow or attack again. They scanned and documented what remained, learning from every detail. Humanity did not destroy without reason, but they were always prepared to defend, to outthink, and to survive. "Commander," said Ensign Tail, pointing at a screen. "We've recovered alien data. Their logs, weapon schematics, and communications. Earth will benefit from this intelligence for years." Rourke allowed himself a quiet smile. "Good. Every encounter, even a trap, teaches us something. Today we proved that even in the face of deception, humans do not fail. We turn danger into advantage. We turn traps into victories." The stars stretched endlessly again, silent witnesses to the battle that had just occurred. But now humanity's mark was clear. They were not merely a species among many. They were survivors, strategists, and defenders. The galaxy had tested them, and they had answered with brilliance, courage, and unity. As the Earth fleet set course for home, Rourke reflected on what had happened. The aliens had believed themselves clever, their plan flawless. Yet humans had shown that no trap could contain ingenuity, no deception could outmatch courage, and no challenge could defeat unity. He turned to his crew, proud and confident. "Today we did more than survive. We sent a message to the galaxy. Humanity does not fear. Humanity does not yield. Humanity prevails." And in the quiet, infinite darkness of space, humans returned to their homebound path, leaving behind the shattered remnants of a trap. A lesson etched into the cosmos. Never underestimate the resolve, the cleverness, and the courage of humanity. The stars shone on, indifferent yet beautiful, as Earth's warriors sailed past them victorious. The alien fleet would tell of their failure for centuries, remembering the day when humans turned a desperate trap into a brilliant, unstoppable triumph. Humanity had acted with wisdom, skill, and courage. They had turned death into victory, deceit into triumph, and danger into opportunity, and the galaxy had learned something it would never forget. Humans were not to be underestimated. Commander Alex Rourke leaned back in his chair, eyes on the distant Earth. A small, proud smile formed on his face. They had done more than survive. They had taught a lesson written not in destruction but in intelligence, courage, and unity, the very essence of humanity itself. And as the fleet moved silently through the stars, the humans knew one thing for certain. In any challenge, in any trap, humanity would always find a way to prevail.